Hey, Tree Sprites. So, why is it important to talk about difficult topics in our pursuit to change and create a new reality? Well, in order to alter our reality, we have to fully acknowledge where we are right now. We have to pull back the curtains and shine a bright light on every corner of what exists in our current world. It is true that unlearned history is doomed to repeat itself. Anything that we choose to leave hidden right now will inevitably carry over into the next world. Just like a cancer or infection in the body, the longer we ignore it, the more it will spread, and the deeper it will root, and the harder it will be to cure. Currently, the practice of apathy and ignoring the current issues in the world is exactly what is protecting them and helping them to perpetuate. And so, if we desire to evolve into a brighter future, we have to take our blindfolds off and we have to look directly at what is in front of our own faces. Ignoring oppressive power structures and destructive, unsustainable practices with the natural world is exactly what is keeping them going. And it also serves the purpose of normalizing them so that we are trained to believe that this is the natural state of the world, that this is the way that things are simply supposed to be. However, no matter how much we try to normalize the state of the world, there is something deep inside of us that is telling us constantly that this is not right, that there is a better way, a way for us to thrive here on this planet, connected to Gaia and to each other. Those who choose to allow themselves to be used as tools of oppressive systems may think that they're benefiting from them, but in reality, what they are experiencing is simply short-term gratification. And because of our perspective as humans, short-term may seem like a long time. However, when you pan out and you look at the grand scheme of our species on this planet, we are living in great turmoil, and we constantly distract ourselves in order to not see it. Dehumanizing and targeting one another based on phenotypic, cultural, ethnic, national, etc. attributes is in reality causing a destructive world for all of us. People who consider themselves to be part of dominant groups will eventually find themselves squeezed into smaller and smaller boxes, while all of the rest of the world is destroyed around them, thinking, well, at least I'm in the luxury box and everyone else is living in destruction, when in reality, we could all be living together on a thriving, green, lush planet. Gaia, this earth that we live on, is a paradise. It is a heaven, and it is our own choices that we make it into a hellscape. When we refuse to see evil, hear evil, or speak of evil, we protect evil. We allow it to grow into a bigger and bigger entity until we lose control over it. And while you do see other species competing for space and protecting their territories, you do not see other species desiring this control and dominion over the entire world and all of its life forms and all of its resources. You don't even see this in all of humanity. We do have to acknowledge that it is a subset of humanity that is perpetuating these atrocities. We must shine a light on those proponents of oppressive power structures, of those who seek to destroy others out of a deep sense of fear, because it is fear that is at the root of our destructive systems, because fear is unsustainable in broad systems and in microsystems and in individual systems. Fear in the body is physical, it is chemical, it is stress, and it is not meant to be sustained over long periods of time. And when it is sustained over long periods of time, it absolutely can manifest as illnesses and diseases. It will break down the physical form. And in the same way, fear on broad scales will cause the breakdown of our world and of our civilizations. I know it may sound unrealistic and cheesy to say that love is the answer to all things, but that is only because we have been trained and indoctrinated to normalize fear. It is simply that we don't quite know what it looks like because we haven't seen it. However, placing love at the bottom of our systems, at the base and foundation of all things that we create and build, is sustainable and will last for long, long periods of time, and is something that we can build upon continuously, forever, without worrying or fearing its collapse.